Greetings, Mischief Makers. Fresh from a ritual sacrifice and still covered in black light-reactive blood, we are proud to present Insidious Mali. Insidious Mali will be released to an ill-prepared world on Wednesday, September 17th. Only available to members of the Coven of Mischief. Will you be ready?
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Sunday night. Heather's eating cereal very loudly, slurping up her milk. It is so ridiculous. I was yelling at her prior to us going live because I just cannot believe you chose the most disgusting thing to eat before we go live.
Well, we normally go live at 8:30, so I thought I had time.
Over there crunching, slurping, it's gross.
You never complain when I slurp any other time.
Whoa! There you are. Why off camera? Typically you're right in the camera's view while you're eating your little meal. Should we wait until you're done? And then we'll start this live? We'll just sit here and watch you. You sure? Okay. Hello, everybody. We are here live with you tonight to kick off a brand new week. We're going to end the week in the right way by having fun, causing mischief as per usual. Look, let's start off by saying that, you know, the past week has been just absolutely crazy. The headlines are crazy. Just the news is crazy. And what I want to say is that Heather and I are here to bring you fun, bring you mischief, have a good time. Look, we own a toy company, and how could a toy company not be fun? And especially with a name like Mischief Toys, how could it not bring you a little mischief? So I want this channel to be your haven of all fun things when the news is absolutely fucking insane. So this is where you go when you're feeling down, you're feeling maybe a little depressed, the world is really crazy. You come here, you hang with us, and have a good time. We try to make you laugh. I even did, or I don't know if you guys watched it or not, because it was actually like the lowest viewed video of the week, was where I became Huckleberry. I became Old Huck.
Huckleberry Hound.
Huckleberry Hound. Huckleberry Hound showed up.
Did you hear what I said?
I heard. I sure did. But good old Huck showed up, and it was something. It was something else. I mean, it was something. I don't know if it's good.
It was not good.
It was, oh, come on. We were laughing.
It was not good.
We were laughing together and having a good old time.
You were laughing.
Everybody's laughing. I got a lot of good comments. I like your hook. Your hook. How about when I said Yukiro Taco Bell and turned into a completely different character? You didn't like that?
No, it was crazy.
Come on.
I didn't know what was going to happen next.
We have fun here. Hey, look. let's start this off right by telling you to go to MischiefToys.com, pick yourself something nice up over there. We got figures, we've got, I don't know if we have pins up on the website, but we have all sorts of stuff. Go and check it out. Buy yourself some apparel. By the way, today is the very last day to order your Night of Mischief apparel. You can go over there, you can pre-order now, and you'll be ready to go for the Night of Mischief, which we're super, super stoked about. I want to talk a little bit about that, and as we get closer and closer to New York Comic Con, I sort of want to get into a little bit more specifics as we get there. There's a lot to talk about. And not only that, but in our upcoming Patreon call for this month, the month of September, we're going to be showing our patrons the first look at day one exclusive Mischief Toys NYCC. It's going to be our newest, biggest thing ever. I think you guys are going to love it. The entire weekend is just magnificent. And I know I come on here a lot, and I always talk, and in fact, I even say this a lot, but I am just so blown away by what we have been doing and where we have come from. Like the very start, we're talking all the way back in good old 2019 when I came up with this whole idea of making Ghastly a thing. And then, of course, you roll into 2022 where we first start selling our figures and growing our community and our fan base of Mischief Toys. And we've come so far in all of this, and I'm so proud of it. And while I sit here today all day long making brand new content for Night of Mischief, which is going to be fucking amazing.
It's going to be
holy
so
shit. The stuff that I was going
awesome.
through today, and I have so much pre-recorded stuff from the narrator. He gave me all of his stuff. It's going to be wonderful. So if you're coming to this thing, prepare to get excited. I am so sorry for anybody who is not attending or who did not get their tickets in time. This thing went really fast, and I am super, super stoked. Now, let me tell you something. I will tell you one little tiny secret about Night of Mischief, and that is the most amount of exclusives that we've ever given away at any show. It is fucking unbelievable. It's unbelievable. The amount of stuff that you're going to walk out of there with is going to be mind-blowing for you. I think you guys are going to be showing this shit off. I hope you do. You're going to show it off on social media, talk about how great Mischief Toys is and how great the show was, because it's going to be great. This year is a huge year for Mischief Toys, and you're going to learn why this year into next year is a huge year. You'll learn at Night of Mischief. I'm going to explain everything that you need to know about Mischief Toys and what we're up to. We're up to so much shit behind the scenes. It's ridiculous. You might be wondering, like, Chris, Heather, where are the drops? Like, drops seem to be sort of spread apart, and there isn't a whole lot going on with Mischief Toys. Well, there's a lot going on with Mischief Toys. You just don't know about it, unfortunately. Now, New York Comic Con itself is full of exclusives. You got to get that out of here. I can't do this with you like this. Every single day we're bringing you something brand new. If I hear a slurper, I'm gonna lose it. Okay. Can you get it out of here?
I am.
Oh my God. Every day we're bringing you something. I don't like this.
Let me drink.
No, this is disgusting.
Drink it.
Oh my God, go drink it out there. Every day we're bringing you something brand new. And here's the thing about this year. Now, let's go back in time, okay? In 2022, when we went to New York Comic Con for the very first time, we brought Gargoyle Ghastly, and there was like a companion, a limited variant that you could get, right, if you bought the figure. In 2023, we brought you a Blacklight lineup. Last year, we sort of went Blacklight all over again, but we kind of kept it, I don't know, like relatively, what's the word I'm looking for? Comfortable, I guess, for us, because we didn't do anything like way out of left field or anything crazy. This year, every single day is so different from one another that you guys are going to fucking love it. And on top of that, a lot of this stuff is super exclusive, like super limited, which is even more fun too. Because if you get to that booth first, you're going to have a better opportunity at getting some of this super limited stuff that we have. We have all sorts of promotions that'll be going on. If you're there on certain days, you do certain things will happen to you. It's going to be really awesome. We're going to explain this to our patrons in some way on our Patreon call in the month of September. which I think at this very point, I think is going to be the last Saturday of September is what we're going to be aiming for. And what I'm going to ask is that patrons, when we tell you all of this information, we want you to keep it close to the chest. I don't want others to know. I want you to keep it secret so we can really blow the lid off of New York Comic Con and Night of Mischief. And not that we're going to give you a whole lot of information, but we just ask that you keep all the information to yourself. If you want to join our Patreon and be a part of all of this, go over to patreon.com/Gastlecast and learn more about what is best for you. We have, for every month, we go live via Google Meet with our patrons. We talk literally face to face. It's really, really fun. We do giveaways, show you upcoming Mischief Toys things like I've been talking about, and much more. You can join for as low as $5 over there per month to be a part of those calls, which is a great time every single month. $5 to have a hangout sesh with a whole group, not just Heather and I, but a whole group of collectors, a really great community. Or you can join for $10, which gives you a giveaway, and then $20 gives you an even bigger giveaway every other month. So go and check it out at patreon.com/Gastlecast. Tonight, we're going to talk about all sorts of stuff. I just shouted out a bunch of things about New York Comic Con, which Heather and I went on a walk tonight. We were walking, and I just looked at Heather, and I said, this is going to be the best year. It's going to be the best booth at New York Comic Con. It's going to be the best party for New York Comic Con. And I don't know how the fuck we're going to top any of what we're about to do. We're embarking on something humongous. And what's even crazier about all this is that everything that we've been doing over the last couple of weeks has been like really making sure to make this right. And it's like we are literally catching like anything that could go wrong, we're making sure that it goes fucking right. From as far as the booth and Night of Mischief, to make it a really great experience for everybody. We're all about entertainment, and that's what we're going to do this year at New York Comic Con and Night of Mischief. But I got such a good feeling. You know, I was scrolling, I think I told you this earlier, but I was scrolling, and there was like a, somebody posted something, it had like 1 million likes on it, so obviously it shows up on my feed, but it says something like, you know, whatever you've been working hard at, it's going to lead up to something monumental, like soon. And when I read that, I was like, man, this is so close to New York Comic Con. Like, I feel like we're just going to go there and it's going to be fucking intense. It's going to be insane. And I'm so excited about it. I'm so excited. So everybody who's coming to this thing, you're in for a real treat. It's going to be great.
Yeah, you really are. It's going to be just, I mean, we say it every year, and every year we outdo ourselves.
I agree. And I think that last year's Night of Mischief was a great experience, but we had so much tweaking that needed to be done, and we have figured it all out. All the way down to the venue. The venue that we have chosen is remarkable, and it is the perfect house for everything that we want to do.
You guys are going to shit.
You guys are going to lose your goddamn minds. I'm telling you that right now.
Yeah.
It's going to be great. But before we even get to any of that, we have a couple things to talk about. But this week, we have our Malator figure that will be going up. His name is Malator, by the way, M-A-L-A-T-O-R, because I have seen people misspell his name or misunderstand what his name was. And I think it leads back to Day of Mischief, where we didn't really put it up on the screen.
Right.
So people weren't entirely sure. So his name is Malator, for those who are wondering. And he is, he's one evil dude. And for this upcoming figure, he is drenched in blood. We'll talk a little bit more about that. But what I wanted to start off talking about is Funko and Event. So, you know, this has been one really goofy, hairy situation that we've been in with Event. And
you know what they could do? Since it's so hairy, they could just shave it.
They should.
That would save so much frustration.
The amount of nonsense that I've seen come out of Event and the amount of people complaining about it, it is crazy to me that Funko is not saying anything about it, not doing anything about it, and allowing this bullshit to continue going on.
Well, they actually did say something about it to me.
Well, I mean, but it was very minor.
Yeah.
The one that, like, we're looking into this or something like that?
No, it was worse.
Oh, we don't care?
Essentially.
We don't give a shit? It doesn't matter to me?
So I messaged them a very well thought out email, and I was basically like, hey, this is Event's history. This is what they're doing with your product. This is what collectors are saying. I care about the community. And I said, I just want to be clear with you. I do not care about this product. This isn't about me being selfish and wanting this product for myself. This is about me caring about your looks, Funko, as well as other collectors who want this item. And they replied to me and said, "Hello there, thank you for reaching out. I understand that our current options don't fully meet what you're looking for, but I do promise to share your feedback as we look to improve your future buying experience. Regards, Jesse."
So they're just giving blanketed statements.
Jesse didn't say shit.
Well, no, they're giving blanketed statements. That's what they have to say. You're not talking to the CEO of Funko. I mean, what do you expect them to reply back with?
I expect them to say, "Hey, sorry to hear you're disappointed in this. I'll like further your feedback." But it was basically it was a response as if I were interested in buying it when I very clearly stated
I think it's
wasn't.
just an AI response, though.
I think it is
I think it's
too.
literally they pushed a button. By the way, YouTube has started this thing in our studio that you can literally click a response, and it fully
Articulates a response.
yes and
Yeah.
engages with it.
Freaky.
That's scary as shit.
Yeah, I don't like it.
This
makes me
AI
very
shit is so
uncomfortable.
wild. Yeah, I cannot wrap my head around it. But back to Even. So the fact that they're doing this and the fact that I'm seeing posts all the time. It's from the person that you had talked about last weekend, where they were keeping up with it and they were posting some very poignant things about this. James. And James stayed on top of this, and James is still posting about this. And so I think the Goku thing ended last night or yesterday.
Really?
It was something like that, like yesterday or maybe it's today. But they were basically completing the same. Like, in other words, they're getting rid of all of them somehow. So they've been putting them up on the website, I guess, like almost like a free for all. But you know how that shit goes. It's a complete utter disaster. But now the next wave, the next challenge is going to be Grievous. So General Grievous is now.
Well, that's
out
a
in the world.
9500 though, right?
It is, but does it even matter at this point? I mean, they're just doing whatever the fuck they want to do, and basically upsetting the community at large.
Yeah.
Which is like the opposite of what you'd ever want to do. Like, that's the last thing that you would want to do. If I were Even and I would want to have a nice, prosperous future, I would have noticed right out of the gate, like, this is not right. And then I wouldn't have done it. I would have stopped myself and said, you know what, guys, we fucked up here. Let me go ahead and fix this problem. So apparently they announced that the $66,000 thing did not go through. Like, they came right out and said it.
Yeah, that's what
And
was
that was all
said
BS?
from the first day.
Which is of good news, because that's insanity if that were to be true. But the way that this is being handled is a complete utter disaster. So now I'm worried about what happens with this Grievous thing. So, is it good that there's hype surrounding this Goku? Or is it a bad thing that there's hype surrounding this Goku? I like to think that's a bad thing, and it makes Funko look terrible, as we mentioned in our previous video.
I hope that that is the case. I mean, that's how I see it. Personally, however, I just feel like with this Grievous thing, like, now they're grasping a different type of collector. Like, not everyone that watches anime is a Star Wars fan and vice versa. Mm-hmm. So I feel like it's now another wave of collectors, and it could potentially start off strong if they use the same tactics as the Goku, and then people will get pissed off all over again, and, you know, that's gonna be that.
So Frank...
But this is a 9500 piece, so I don't know if they can botch this one as much.
Frank says, they said tonight they are the reason why Funko isn't dead.
Oh, okay.
That is a very interesting comment to make. I mean, you could say, I could see their point. Like, we're talking about Funko because of them.
But we're
right?
not. We're talking shit about Funko because of them right now.
Well, we're not necessarily talking shit about Funko. We're more talking shit about Event.
It's both. If you and I were to sell to a store, don't you think that we would do research on them first? And frankly, the first time that we sold to a store, we did research, and it still got sort of fucked up.
But this is what Funko wants, though. They don't care. I don't think they give a shit. I think they just want to. I think they just want hype, no matter how.
I think it's a poor business decision. They can get hype by making low piece counts. They don't need another company putting their shit on whatnot.
Completely agree. Completely agree. I think it shows Funko had a bad choice in business partner. Completely
100%.
agree. John McCormick says that's because you have a conscience. Yeah, I mean, when you're in business and you're trying to sell stuff and you're trying to build a fan base or a community, you got to make sure you're doing things in a way that doesn't look poorly, right? I mean, because Heather and I, as an example, I'll give you a very good example. Heather and I, with the Coven of Mischief pins, we wanted to make sure that people who weren't able to make it out to our events over the year had a chance of getting these things. And not only that, but in the fact that we have these just, in our warehouse. They're just sitting out there. We figured, you know what? People travel to get them. We always hand them off for free. But now people can buy them. Now it's like, if you come to see us, you're going to get the thing for free. But if they go up on the website at the end of the year, which we're close to the end of the year, then we can put them up for sale. We made so many this year, which is kind of abnormal in the fact that we typically don't do the amount of shows that we did. We did Awesome Con, Living Dead Weekend, the Philly thing.
Assembly required.
Assembly required. Now New York Comic Con. That's way more Triple S pins than we've ever done.
Yeah.
And we honestly thought that at these shows that we would, and also Day of Mischief. So we thought at these shows that these pins would basically be eaten up by the fan base, but that isn't what happened. In fact, the Liberty Bell pin, I thought they would be gone by the time we went, but not all the people who showed up were Coven members.
Yeah.
So we weren't able to give them the pin.
Exactly.
So I think that, you got to make decisions that make sense. You also have to make decisions that will not affect the fan base, will not affect the community, where you can't always make everybody happy. That's something that you have to learn right out of the gate. But you got to do things fairly, legitimately, and in a way that isn't going to make your fan base turn on you. And I think that's exactly what Event did. I think that's exactly why Funko looks like a shithead right now. And it's terrible to say that, because I love Funko, always will. I don't think they can really do anything that's going to make me turn away from them ever, because they are literally what awoke the collector in me as an adult, because I wasn't going to get into this stuff ever. I'm glad that I did. Thank God for Funko, because this is a world that I love to live in. But at one point in time, I wasn't thinking about any of this shit. Look at all the stuff that surrounds me. For better or worse, this is all because of Funko. Mischief Toys exists because of Funko. I love Funko. But seeing Funko do shady, stupid shit, that's what bums me out.
Same.
But we've had multiple things happen this week. Event, it wasn't the only thing. We also had the NFT stuff that happened. And this week, NFT stuff kind of went off the fucking rails. A lot of people basically called us in a nutshell wrong. I don't know if I would say we were liars. I don't know.
No, some people claimed that we wrote an anonymous email to ourselves to say something.
Right, which is very odd, right?
There is no world in which I would go through that trouble to make content. If I want to speculate on a video, I will speculate on a video. If I'm given information, I will tell you how I gain that information. Can I give you exact names? No. First of all, the anonymous email, I have no idea who the fuck that was. Second of all, even if I did, I would tell you I knew who that was. However, I wouldn't tell you who that is because I like to keep a good relationship with people who give us information.
Right.
Just like anybody would.
Yeah. Yeah, and it was interesting in the fact that we were able to, it was interesting that we even got reached out to, because I received an email, or like I mentioned earlier in the morning, early in a morning, and it was just like, what is this? And at first it looked like spam. Yeah. Because I didn't know what the language was until I opened it.
Well, not just that, but the email address it came from was just a bunch of random numbers and letters.
So it was like somebody hid their email address. By whatever system they used, it was all hidden. And I like to think that whoever sent that to us was either somebody from Drop or Funko. Like literally on the inside. And it was something that they were like, we need to get this information out somehow. And this is how I'm going to do it through Gastlecast.
Yeah.
And so And also it's interesting because maybe none of these other channels would do what we do and talk about the things that we talk about. We're like one of the only ones that just goes out on a limb and just starts blowing the tops off. And you know, it's funny because through the people that were defending us, which I don't need the defense by anybody because I know that what we do is the right thing and we are good at what we do. But people were defending us and they're like, hey, you know, these guys, how could you say they're wrong? Because they always get it right.
Yeah.
How could you? And so the biggest one that would hit us upside the head so much this week was they said there was no fun days. I don't want to go into theatrics about that, but realistically, there was no fun days.
No.
Right? So it wasn't
And
the same thing.
we did, those weren't even our exact words. It was, there's not going to be a fun days as we know it. We believe that there could most likely be an event either at the convention as like a walkthrough of their booth or outside of the convention, but there wasn't even that. It was completely separate from San Diego Comic-Con. It was not Fun Days. Fun Days has been taking place during San Diego Comic-Con at a venue in that area for the last like 2 decades.
Yeah.
If you can call that what happened this year in Hollywood Fun Days, then you're just in fucking denial.
Frank Wilson, yes, the K-Dog and Fish, I did see they did a recap. That's nice. I mean, you know, people believe in us and you know, they're, by making that video, they're basically saying, hey, we're on board with Gastlecast.
Yeah, and K-Dog and Fish are awesome.
Yeah, I love those guys. There was somebody else who tried to cover our content. They ended up getting a lot of stuff, like, incorrect, because I watched it. And
Which was interesting.
Then they were also saying that what we were, like, almost like trying to find ways in which to prove us wrong, which is kind of weird in the video. Not that I'm mad about it, because I think that you should. I think that when we release information like that, you don't have to agree to everything, and frankly, you don't have to agree to any of it at all. And I think it's good to ask questions, because that's exactly what Heather and I do. We ask a lot of questions and want to know and get to the bottom of it. So my response to the person who sent us that email was like, excuse me, give me more information.
Yeah.
We need more. Like, I can't just go off of what you're saying here. We need to know more. There has to be a basis to it.
And I took time out of my day, like a lot of time, over multiple days, reaching out to many different people. Some couldn't get information. Some had a little bit of information. Some had more information. Some told me things that I didn't even think about. And I you know, I think a big part of why we were reached out to is whoever they are knew that we would be able to cover it in a way that wasn't solely listening to an anonymous email. I think that they know that we know various people in various places, and we would be able to find out, okay, yeah, this is actually happening.
Yeah.
And we did. So for someone to basically take all of my work that I did and be like, nah, like, that didn't happen.
You're going to have that, though.
You're full of shit. Yeah. I'm just like, but I'm not.
No, I know, but I mean, they don't know. They don't know. And people.
My favorite thing though that happened was someone was arguing with us, directly with us, and they were like, if you are incorrect about this, what are you going to do? And I was like, I will make a video and say that I was incorrect about it.
Yeah.
Like, I made multiple we made multiple videos about the Fun Days experience, covering what happened there. And from what we know, from everything we were told, for the most part, it was a great event for those who attended. Was it Fun Days? Fuck no.
David Brewer says, yeah, sadly, certain Funko streamers are fooling themselves into thinking that NFTs are profitable for Funko, and said the story about Funko doing away with NFTs was false. Well, that's obviously incorrect, as we learn. But yeah, the NFT thing, I think you could see the writing on the wall. It was not profitable. They were not selling out. The artwork that has to be created for that is very expensive. I think that whole idea is very expensive unless they're selling out of the card packs, which they did at first, and they were doing really well with it, and people were super into it, us included. And then eventually it ended up falling off, and they weren't selling out anymore. And to kind of keep that thing alive and sort of the thing, keep the thing, you know, in health, I guess, healthy. how can you keep it healthy if you're not selling out, I guess, right? Because you have all these people working at drop, you're having to ship stuff out, and then talk about the shipping of the product and damaged product and boxes that are wrong, and them having to ship something to you later on, and the time it takes to get all the things. I think that it was great. I think it's great. The NFT thing is great. I personally enjoy it. I would love to see it continue on, but the way that it was being done, it cannot continue on, and I don't think, if you think that they were profitable and you think that it was working, you got to look at it from a business standpoint, I think. Here's one takeaway. When we went to San Diego Comic-Con, we attended an NFT digital collectible event. And so I didn't know what it was, and I have never been to any of the halls or panels for any event at SDCC. Ever, because I'd never been there. Went to the Funko one, it was humongous, right? You're in this humongous room with all these people. They brought in stars, and it was a gala event. Then the digital thing. So I dragged Heather, I dragged Sam, and Brian, I think, came along because he wanted to see it too. But anyway, we dragged our bodies into this room, and as soon as we walked in, there was like no one there. There was like a couple of seats filled with a couple people. And
it was multiple companies. It was like 5 or 6 companies that were putting on this panel.
It was about 6 different people for different companies for NFT. And 2 people from Funko. There was 2 people from Funko, and the rest was like 1 person. And so they were explaining, they would go down the line and explain what they do and how it all works and so on and so forth. So Funko, obviously started discussing their thing. And as I'm sitting in the room looking around, I'm like, this doesn't look good. Like, if there aren't that many people interested in the whole digital collectible thing, like, in other words, I would imagine that room would be packed if NFT stuff was like alive and well. Being that we were maybe 4 out of how many people in that room total, like sitting in the audience? Maybe
it was
like
under
30?
100. No, it was more than 30.
You think?
Yeah, I would say probably like 50 to 70.
I don't even know if it was that many.
They were spread out.
I don't even know if it was that many, but maybe. Anyway, it wasn't enough people to justify maybe to even have this thing at San Diego. Like, in fact, where we were sitting, there was like open spots everywhere. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it just didn't look good. And so when I heard about Funko, doing away with drop and doing away with NFT stuff, I'm like, now it's sort of making sense to me. Now I kind of get it.
Yeah, and I don't want to say NFTs, their program was not profitable, because I don't know. But I know that from the outside looking in, it's easy to say, okay, well, they're selling all of these packs, but they only have to make X amount because only X amount are getting redeemed. Like, I get that, but they're also having to pay the salary of this additional team of people who's keeping, like, drop. They're keeping this program running. They made the drop marketplace. Imagine how much that cost for them to make, all of the labor that went into it, and hosting it, and all of that stuff. It just, there's no way that it was super cheap to run.
That's sent from James. Thank you, James. She'll review it, because she's better with that stuff than I am. The amount of money a company has to spend monthly on the electricity required to run the servers that store the data for all the NFTs people had in their wallets is staggering. I can't even imagine. And funny enough that you say that, because I didn't even think about that number or think about them having to pay for that. I mean, that's just me being a stupid person just opening card packs. I didn't think about that until we really started getting down into the nitty-gritty about Funko NFT, frankly. But yeah, you got a point. And there's about 7 to 8 Funko NFT lines to ship before the end of the year. Yes, so who knows what will happen. I know they're keeping the doors open specifically for all that stuff. I don't foresee anything new, but maybe they'll announce something later this year. I don't know. I have no idea. What I do know is that at New York Comic Con last year, they had an event where they were handing those cards out. Do you remember that? Because we ended up getting one. Nathan brought us a card. It was for the NFT stuff.
Was it an event or?
Yeah, it was some sort of panel.
Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm. They had a panel specific to that.
Interesting.
And I wanted to go to it, but I couldn't go because obviously we had the Mischief Toys booth.
Yeah.
Did you read this?
I cannot
Is it a
read
lot?
the amount of information there right now.
Okay.
Yeah, we're
Gotcha.
live,
Okay,
so
okay,
I'm
it's a
gonna
lot.
save that for later.
Got it.
But he put a lot of effort into that, so I'm excited to get into it.
Okay. Is it good enough for a video?
I didn't
Well,
read
okay,
it
you'll
all.
have to find out. Okay, cool. West Coast Avengers was one of the final nails in the coffin, I believe, possibly. 50 to 70 for SDCC panel. That is just unheard of and sad. Yeah, it was pretty interesting.
It made me sad because I could tell that the people who were speaking really believe in their product. That's the issue that I had with it. I was like, man, you know, this is really, really, really neat, but is there a market when you're at one of the biggest conventions in the world and this amount of people show up?
Right, exactly.
It
That's
was
the
a
amount of
real
people that
bummer,
show up.
yeah, because you can tell, like, they were talking about all this time and effort they were putting into certain things, and I'm like, man, this is fucking cool.
And so, you know, I would also like to add in the fact that we're sitting here talking about this. You know, when I went to SDCC, Heather and I walking around, we had never been there before. We were kind of taking a look at things, seeing Funko booth at SDCC for the first time, thrill joy. We are the types that really want to do our homework and all this stuff, which is why I attended the digital Funko event and also the Funko panel, because I think it's important for us anywhere that we go, if we have the time allotted, that we can go and learn things about this, right? Or go and learn what Funko is saying at the digital collectible event.
Yeah.
We like to make sure that we are involved and understand all these things, so we bring you guys the proper information.
And not just that, but I love learning about things in general. Like, especially things that interest me.
You sound like the nerdy girl in elementary school.
That's
Holy
who
shit.
I am.
I like to learn.
I
like to
do.
learn.
I really genuinely do. I like to know about what's going on around us. I like to know about things that I'm interested in.
I appreciate that.
I like to make sure that, for the most part, I know what I'm talking about. I don't always know what I'm talking about, but I like to try to understand.
But it has always it bummed me out that people were basically saying that we didn't know what we're talking about. And it's like, wait a minute. I don't think you guys quite understand how much time and effort we put into what we do here. Like, it isn't just
they think that we just sit around, put middle fingers on thumbnails, and call it a day.
It's not old Huck, good old Huck showing up in every episode. I mean, we really do go the distance in what we do, and we're really proud of what we do. And I know you guys sitting here watching, you're not the people who are telling us that we don't know what the fuck we're talking about. I'm not saying that. All I'm saying is it's shocking that somebody would.
Can I interject?
Please.
Because I tried to say something earlier and you, like, just in the middle of me talking, you just, like, started talking about something completely different. And
I'm sorry. Go ahead. Please.
Happens every single time we go live and every single day of our lives. But anyway, I mentioned...
Anyway, I wanted to get the Top Pops comment. I'm just kidding. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
I mentioned that someone was like, well, what would you do if you guys are wrong? I was like, I'll make a video if
you
I'm
already
wrong,
said all this.
but I'm not wrong. If you fucking interrupt me again...
But you already said this. You're doing it again? All right, go ahead. Sorry. I'll shut up.
Anyway, I was like, we'll make a video about it if we're wrong. I don't think we're wrong. And guess what? Literally, like, the next day, we were proven right by drop. Guess who hasn't said a fucking word about it? So what's that guy gonna do when he's wrong? He's gonna sit back like a little bitch.
Oh, no reason for name calling.
Oh, he called us names. I'm allowed to do it.
That's okay, but he's a trashy person for doing it. I don't
Well,
want to go.
I can be trashy for calling him a little bitch.
I don't think you're trashy. Don't sink to their level.
You don't tell me that I need to apologize if I'm wrong, or that I need to make up for I need to do something if I'm wrong, but then you're not going to apologize to me.
Why'd you say apologize? Now you're saying apologize.
Apologize to me when you're sitting back telling me that I'm wrong and that I don't do research and that I this and I that, when we weren't wrong. That person hasn't said a goddamn thing. None of them have.
You're really worked up about this.
I am, because it's bullshit. Because they're basically like, well, you're going to have to apologize.
Why let it bother you so much, though?
I'm not bothered by it. I'm annoyed at the double standard. Because they expect us to be, like, up here.
Right.
When we have pee, poop, middle fingers on our fucking thumbnails.
That's fine.
But they can't even say, "Hey guys, you know what?
You're
we
not
gave
gonna.
you a hard
Well,
time."
so I,
I
think,
don't expect
yeah.
anything from anybody.
I was
like
gonna say
that.
lower your expectations. You're never.
I don't expect anything, but don't scold me like you're my parent when you're just gonna not do anything.
Well, I mean, the one thing
it's just annoying.
The one thing that hit me funny was the fact that they were like, "Oh, it's your thumbnail. Your thumbnails make me not want to watch your videos," and I was like, "What?" It just kind of threw me off. It kind of threw me off, and the fact that
what did we do this week?
Well, we made a ridiculous one on purpose. But
No, what did we do after that? We put up mild thumbnails. Every single video that we posted with middle fingers and Calvin peeing on Funko or Drop's grave, like all of that, they were like #1 videos for us. The ones with the mild thumbnails were like 10 out of 10.
Well, I mean, the thumbnail is what's driving you to click the video to watch it.
Well,
so,
I guess not for that one person.
So it's interesting to me that somebody would say otherwise. I don't know. Look, I can't sit back and act as if everybody understands how YouTube works. I specifically do not understand how YouTube works, but what I do know is that, the shock and awe most of the time does capture more views. And as a YouTube channel like ours that is, we've been around for a long time. I say this a lot, but we've been around a long time, and our growth is not bad. It's okay. But we do this because we really happen to enjoy it. We don't make any money really off of this. I mean, the money that we make basically pays for the things that we show in the video, quite frankly. We're not over here making money hand over fist. But it'd be nice if we did. You know what I mean? Because it would give us a lot more opportunities to do bigger and better things. But that's kind of why Patreon exists, because Patreon actually really helps us in a really big way. Is that for real? That can't be even for real.
Yeah, that is for real. I told
so
you
funny.
not to say anything.
That is so damn funny. So Heather just pointed it out. So our subscribers was 19,000.
It was actually 19,003.
And now it's down to 18,993. Because I think people get pissed and they're like, "Oh, fuck them." The one problem that we have in this world is that there are people out there who don't want to see people succeed. And they're hateful and shitty and just downright nasty people. And you see this on a regular basis, not just here. I mean, obviously I'm not telling you something you don't already know. But just in your life, if you come across people, not even on the internet, but just in person, and there are people there that are just not in your corner and they're hateful, just stay away from those people. Because I've been around those type of people in my life. People, I will even post like on my personal Facebook, and I have more likes from people that I do not know who follow us on Gastlecast and Mischief Toys than people I know in real life. And I'm not saying that they're not out there like wanting to see me win or Heather and I win, but it's just really weird. It's a really weird, unbalanced thing. I think people love to see you fail. And people really want to see us fail in a really big way. Considering that we know and we give you guys information that you're hearing first, people don't like it that we're the ones breaking the news. But I'll be honest, I don't think it matters what YouTuber breaks the news. They're still going to get shit for it because that's just how the world works. People are more, okay, let me rephrase that. There are more hateful people in the world than there are genuine people who want to see you succeed. And that's a really tough pill to swallow as far as I'm concerned, because the way that I look at stuff, through this whole week, this past week, I'm not going to get into anything, but this past week, by reading what people say about different things, I lose my faith in humanity, because it's just like, how could you be this way? How could people come across this way? How could there be so much hate in the world? It's interesting. And we come from a very, very tiny place of seeing this hate and discontent and shitty people. But it's enough sometimes that after you read some comments, you're just like, why the fuck am I doing this again? Why am I making these videos? Why are we operating a toy company? Why are we busting our ass so often? And I ask myself that sometimes, mostly I would say about Gastlecast, because Gastlecast has brought us a lot of really super negative energy and super negative people. Go look at anything that Dis posts about us. Go read through the comments. You'll see exactly what I'm talking about if you haven't already seen it. But the reason why I do this and why I do all the things that we do and why, look, I'll give you an example. For us to go to New York Comic Con is so fucking expensive. I can't even explain. We come out of this thing virtually making almost no money. But doing Night of Mischief is expensive as fuck. Believe me, it is. And it feels like every time you think you've got it situated and figured out, there's another expense that gets added. And by the way, this is no me complaining. But we do these things. I could stay home and sell these figures at home and say, we're bringing you New York Comic Con at home edition and selling all this stuff online.
And I don't have to spend thousands upon thousands on a place to stay and U-Hauls
and food and you name it.
Food and getting there and Ubers.
You name it. You name all the things. You know, you pay for all those things. But the reason why I do all that is because of you guys. Because I want to come out and see you. I want to be there with you. I want to interact with you and make memories with everybody. That's what's important to me. And so the fact that Heather and I come from such a genuine place, outside of like our videos where we act stupid and I dress up like a cartoon dog that's like I don't even know what it is. It's not even a cartoon dog. He sniffs golden retriever bus. But the fact that we are genuine people. I mean, I could believe it or not, but we're genuine people. The fact that we get the amount of hate that we do is unreal. And reading through comments, there are people who have been hateful towards us for many years. And I say, how the fuck does this happen? What about these other YouTubers that are taking full fucking advantage of you? How could it be? You know, people are on there on whatnot selling you their shit, their secondhand shit, and jumping the price up, and you're buying it. You're eating their fucking shit. And you're going to sit around and be hateful to us? Two people who are bringing you information. When we learn about something, we do our homework and we bring it to you for free. You literally click a button. You can click a like button. You can click a subscribe button. Some people hit unsubscribe because they don't want to see us succeed. But the fact is that we are not the bad people that people paint us. And I hate it. If I say there's one thing I wish did not happen for Heather and I in this channel, it's the amount of hate. And I know what the response is because I heard it so many times. You got haters, that's a good thing. That means you're doing something right. Look, I'm going to tell you something. It definitely does not feel like I'm doing something right if I have people saying and doing some of the things they do. And I'm sorry for bringing this up for the millionth time on this channel. But boy, does it wear us out. And this week was another trying week. Now, we powered through it. And we were part of that Discord, and we were there, and we're fighting a good fight, and man, these guys are fucking brutal. But it's something that we have, over time, had to learn to get through and manage. And Heather and I sitting after a video, reading comments, and just sitting together and just sort of like, we're living it together. We're both seeing the same thing. We're living through the same thing. You handle it differently than I do, right? Sometimes you're really upset. Sometimes I'm really upset, and we are there to lean on each other. Thank God there's two of us. I can't imagine if I did this channel on my own and I received all this sort of hate, what would that do to me as a human being? Yeah. Because I can sit with you and say, look, everything's going to be fine. We're going to be okay. We're going to get through this shit. Fuck them. They don't know what they're talking about. They're being assholes. Who gives a shit, right? I can say that to you. But what if I wasn't here to say that? You know?
I wouldn't do this.
Right. But I'm just saying, the fact that we can lean on each other, I think, is probably one of the strengths of what we do here.
Yeah, I for sure would not keep it going.
Yeah.
It's bullshit. The thing is, it's the same people typically. Like, it's always the same names. And it blows my mind how much hate they have for so long. It is so bizarre. I cannot imagine hating someone who I've never met in my entire life as much as some people hate us. And honestly, you know, I actually had some time to think about it because I found out who one of the people on the Discord was. And I know their name from another social media platform. And I'm like, you know, this is real. This person has been hateful. I've been seeing their name on another platform for like at least 2 years. What have I ever done to this person?
Yeah.
And why are they so mad at me? Mm-hmm. If they're that hateful, there has to be a good reason, but I don't even know who they are. I just know their name and know that they're shitty.
Well, that's the interesting thing. So back to what I was saying earlier, going through social media, you see some of the hateful things people say and what they do, and I wonder to myself, like, is there something different about me and the fact that I could not do that? Like, I don't feel like I have it in me to post something nasty or to be mean to somebody.
It's one thing to get angry in a moment and say something that you may not normally say, but to dwell on something and scope out every single post where someone's name is said and just add something negative to it is very time consuming, and frankly it's really fucking sad.
Yeah.
Like, I can't imagine having that much time on my hands. I really can't. It's weird.
Yeah.
It's really weird.
Yeah.
It's freaky. People are obsessive.
Yeah, it is freaky, isn't it?
It's one thing, like, okay, so
gross is a good word, too.
Yeah.
Because it is gross.
I can get obsessive with certain things, like reading a good book. I constantly think about, okay, when can I pick that book back up? Like, I need to work, I need to do this, I need to do that, but I'm so excited to get home, relax, and pick up the book.
See, that's my Silk Song. I've been playing Silk Song, and it's fantastic. Yeah. That's the same way I feel about Silk Song.
I cannot fathom being so excited and, like, seeking out ways to do something about something I don't like. Like for example, country music is my least favorite genre of music. I do not like country music. I have never liked country music. It just is not my thing. I cannot imagine finding posts all over social media about country music and typing in, fuck country music. I hate country music. Country music's fucking dumb. That's what these people are doing.
Yeah.
Is that not funny? And weird?
Yes. So it is weird, and yeah, I mean, you really have to put time and effort into being a hateful person, and I try to be nice, to people, even when somebody's like shitty to us. I try to be nice back, because I'm just like, maybe, I'll give you an example. A while back we had somebody who was literally going out on every single post and saying really nasty things. And it just, after a while, it got really too much, like way too much. And I said to Heather, I was like, message that person and ask them really what is the problem, because I want to understand what the problem is. So Heather reached out to the person, and the person responds back, and they're just beating the shit out of Heather, through text. And I'm reading this, and I'm just like, what are they doing? Like, because I don't take much of this seriously, because it is somebody on the other side of the world somewhere, or other side of the United States, and they have a bone to pick with us because we didn't like a Marvel Funko Pop that they liked, right? Because that's really, at the end of the day, that's what it is. Or we told them that Funko isn't doing well, and they didn't like to hear that. Well, I grabbed the phone from Heather, and I started talking into the phone. I did a voice message, and I said, look, I don't understand what's going on. I said, I don't understand where the hate's coming from. I said, I hate seeing somebody basically beat the crap out of us on a post, on a disc Funko post or disc trackers post. I said, it's not something I like. I said, and if there's anything I can do to help this scenario or to make it better for you or something, if we can talk this through, I just need to understand where we're coming from, where this is going and what's going on. And this person responded basically just apologizing. And it was a misunderstanding. And this and that. And then everything worked out and all ironed out, and that was it. It was over. And so that person no longer says, comments and says shitty things.
I talk to them on a fairly regular basis, too.
And I'm just like, Jesus Christ, like, do we have to go out to each and every person that took us the wrong way and communicate with them and work it out? Like, is that what we have to do? Like, what do we do to change people's minds? And I realized then that you can't. You can't go out and speak to everybody. You can't say things on this channel to change everybody's mind. Not even this video. This live. This isn't doing anything. There's some people watching and they're laughing. Look at them. Look at them. My words hurt them. And look at them. I already know that. Because, in fact, the other day in the Discord server, the guy that was talking shit that Heather was talking about, he basically responded in such a way, look, it affects you. Troll status has increased or something like that. He's talking about himself. I'm like, all right, dude. Cool. if that's your life, that to me... that's somebody who virtually has nothing else better to do, and they're not trying to improve their life at all. And Heather and I, my goal in life, you know, as I've mentioned it time and time again, out of high school, I went right into a job, and I've been working a career my whole life. And working that career it's been great. And I put food on the table, I made money, and it's great. It's great. And we have a life here. We do the things that we want to do, and we live modestly. But it wasn't necessarily what I wanted to do with my life. And now I'm in my 40s. I'm actually turning 42 in November, right? Am I 42? I can't remember. Am I really, for real?
He's so old, he can't remember how old
I'm 42.
he is.
I'll be 42. So I want to do bigger and better things. I want to have a legacy. I want to look back on it, and I want to be really proud. And the job that I have, don't get me wrong, I've done a lot of really great things in my industry. Great. But I want to do something better than that. And I want to do something that brings people joy and happiness. That's important to me. I've always been that type of person. I always wanted to make people laugh and have fun and all that, and bring positivity. And that's what Mischief Toys really is born from. And Gastlecast too. So for me, it's like every single day, how do I do this better? How do I make these things better? How do we make more people laugh? How do we bring more enjoyment to people without creating OnlyFans? How do we do this? And I feel like we've done a pretty good job at that so far. I'm definitely not going to be the fucking guy on Discord saying my troll level has increased because I'm saying stupid shit to Gastlecast. I guess most of the time, you know, thinking about it, when you think about these haters or the shitty people, you know, I think about them and I'm like, man, why am I thinking about them? Because look how much good we do as a channel. Look at the comments on our videos. I would say 9 times out of 10 people are just super positive to us and super excited and happy and love what we do. We do have one guy who has been commenting lately. I'm not trying to be mean. I don't think he knows how to spell, and I think maybe he's not good with grammar, but he like types out these long messages, and I don't really understand what he's saying, but I really believe he's trying to attack us. But it's just I would say,
Is it the one that I replied and I said I don't know what you're talking about?
Yes. So if I were that person, I'm just going to say this: if you type something out, read it like twice. If it doesn't make sense, take it, and I swear this works. Go to Google Gemini, put it in there, and say, write this better for me. And it'll write out something. Hopefully Google Gemini will figure this out. The AI, hopefully it'll figure it out. And then you take that and you reply. Leave a comment that way. Then we'll be like, oh shit, now I understand what he's saying. But I don't even understand what he's putting us down, but I don't know how.
So it's really weird because some of the comments from that person have been really, really nice. But then the other day, it was like a full-on attack, I think.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I don't know. Like, for all I know, the guy's being really nice to us. I don't fucking know. It's really hard to say.
But then they called us rude.
They did.
But I didn't know why. I still don't know why.
I have no idea. I mean, you know what? If I were to say anything, I'm still trying to figure this out. I don't know what he's saying. I don't know what the fuck this guy's saying. You guys are wonderful people. Need to quit hating. People need to quit hating. Thank you. I appreciate that. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Chris giving haters grammar lessons to argue better. That's correct, Jess. I'm here to help the haters. The hater community. I'm here to help them.
Yeah, help them.
You can hate better, haters. You can hate better. Sometimes I tell you too fast trying to respond to a current topic. My auto text will screw everything up to where it looks like I'm having a stroke. Well, that happens to me a lot too. I totally get that. Yeah. And by the way, I'm not like the best when it comes to like writing something up, and I try to be good at it, but...
No, you're not, but I mean, I think you can at least make it clear as to if this is a positive comment or a negative comment.
Yeah, well, it's hard. It's ambiguous.
Yeah.
I'm not entirely sure what the guy's trying to say, but he's saying something. It's like a person in a sewer and is trying to yell out through the drain, and you're like, what? What'd you just say? Huh?
Why are they in the sewer?
Like it's like that kind of a distance. Like to hear them, it's like they're so deep. It's like you can barely hear what the fuck they're trying to say. Like, what are you saying down there? You know? Anyway, the hateful shit's crazy. I can't wrap my head around it. You know, I was talking to my family about this today because just general news stuff. And I just said, you know, there's a lot of craziness that goes on in this world. And I said, Heather and I see a little bit of that. through this channel, seeing how people respond to certain things. If you would tell me, if you would have ever told me before I started Mischief Toys and Gastlecast, that people would get angry over the criticizing of a toy, I wouldn't have believed you. I wouldn't have believed you. I would have said no. Because even if somebody criticized Mischief Toys and art figures and stuff, that's fine, because they have every right to do it. And would it upset me? Yeah, probably. Because I would hate to hear that. But look, we're not perfect, and not everybody's going to love us, and we know that going in. But I think the same goes for Funko. Not everybody's going to love it. We talked mad shit about the Venom and Carnage Funko Pops. Man, people got really worked up over that.
Really?
That was a rough time for Gastlecast. That was like our most viewed video for a while.
I think it was a fun time.
It was unbelievable.
I honestly was okay with it because the amount of defense that went into something that is inanimate was crazy.
It was crazy. But anyway, a message to all the haters: keep hating, keep doing your thing. It's fine. We can deal with it. Heather and I deal with it. We've learned to deal with it. I wouldn't say that I was built for it to begin with, but we have learned to deal with it. And the one thing that messes me up about all this, or it gets me most upset, I guess, and I'm not saying that I'm impenetrable and I'm like Superman, because I'm not. But what upsets me the most is seeing Heather's reaction to some of this stuff, because Heather does get very upset. And
I've gotten a lot better at that.
You have, but there have been times where Heather was really upset about some of this stuff, and I'm just like, come on, dude. Like, are you really, like, some dude is saying all this shit to my wife? Like, come on, what the fuck? Like, think this through before you start making these really bizarre comments.
Well, I mean, if that's what they want to do with their life, and that's something that they feel gets them, like, makes them happy or cool, that's fine.
You think are you saying they are cool?
I think that they think they are cool.
Okay. Fair. That's fair enough.
Yeah.
Isn't that crazy, though, to think that you're cool because of a fucking comment you left? To be hateful?
Yeah.
Is that insane? Is this not insane, what we're talking about here?
It is insane. Can we talk about something happier now?
Yeah, we can. What else are we going to talk about? Mischief Toys. We talked a little bit about Mischief Toys earlier. New York Comic Con. Anything we can add at this moment?
For New York Comic Con, no. Other than it's going to be really cool. So we're really excited to see you there. We hope that if you guys haven't made plans to go, that you are considering going, because New York Comic Con is always a fun time, and we like to have fun there.
And we have a lot of great people working with us this year. We have a great big team.
Yeah.
Our team is incredible. It's made up of all the people you've seen in the past and a couple more. I would say that we have the best team we've ever had. For both Night of Mischief and Mischief Toys. Can you imagine when we started this?
No.
We had two people. No, I mean for help. It was me and you and two people. How we were able to pull that off, thank God for them, for being there.
Oh, yeah.
But then we put on that Night of Mischief event, and it's some back part of a bar, which was insane, that we even did any of this. My God. Remember, we handed out the King Kong pins, which was so special. Because we're like, how do we make this special? Like, we virtually have no money to do this. Yeah. Like, what do we do? And Heather's like, well, because I was like, let's make a figure. Because that's how crazy I am. I was like, fuck it, we're going to make figures, man. This first Night of Mischief is going to be the best thing ever. And Heather's like, yeah, we can't afford that. And I was like, okay, what can you do for me then? Heather's like, the best I can do is a pin. And I said, all right.
And I didn't even want to give away a pin, because at that point in time, like, we were seeing $0.
Well, that event was free. You could just show up.
It was free, yeah.
Nowadays, things are so different. I mean, the tickets this year, we put them up for sale, and I was surprised that they sold out as fast as they did. I mean, they just went out so fast.
Yeah.
But I was so excited for that, because in order to put on a show like this, an event like this, it can't be cheap. Like, it's an expensive ticket, and for that reason. And it always makes me happy to see that people love Mischief Toys so much. They're like, you know what? I'm paying the price of admission. I'm getting my ass in there, and I think that's fucking awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah. This is going to be so fucking awesome. Man, wait until you guys are there for this event, in person, in the room, with all of these, fans of Mischief Toys, collectors, with some sneak previews we're showing. The future of Mischief Toys, we're going to be talking about that. Just all sorts of stuff. The narrator showing up. Our artists will be there.
Yeah.
The first time our artist Tracy is going to be at New York,
Yes.
which is super exciting. She was like the artist of this whole thing.
For the most part, yeah, she
She
did.
she did the most amount of work. Not worked the hardest, but did the most amount of work. Also, for those who are not aware, Michael Duran is going to be at New York Comic Con again with us this year, which is super exciting. For those who do not know, Michael Duran does a lot of our prints and things. He made a figure this year, or we used his art for a figure this year, which was one of our zombies, Hazmat Zombie. He's doing artwork again this year, and as per usual, like he did last year, he will be doing pieces of art for you at the convention. You can pay for him to do stuff. People were making all sorts of cool Ghastlies and Mortems and Demonstros last year. It was badass.
Fun.
Yeah.
Very cool.
Yeah. You okay?
Yeah.
Okay, you got more to say?
Do you want to talk about what's coming up this week?
Please. Yeah, that's perfect timing.
You.
What?
You.
Me what?
You want to talk about it.
No, you go ahead. I already did a lot of talking. I'm burned out.
Okay.
It's your turn.
So this week, for the Coven of Mischief, in case you missed the intro or our live last night, we are putting up Insidious Mali. We have 65 of him, and he is amazing. Now, if you don't know, because I don't think very many people do know, but his eyes on the original figure are blacklight reactive. So in order to sort of mimic that, we wanted to do blacklight reactive blood spatter, and we did. And it's incredible. Do you want to show them the blacklight reaction on this figure?
Yeah. Hold on, let me see where this is. Give me 1 second. I gotta find the little cable. Okay, here it is. God damn it. Hold on. Okay. There he is. There he is. Look at that. Bathed in blood. So this is the beginning of bloody figures from Mischief Toys. So for those who are not aware and you weren't a part of our live last night, which was sort of a last minute thing, we wanted to do something special for this figure. This is the first time we've ever sold Malitor, aside from Day of Mischief. So I kind of wanted to do some fun things with this figure. So last night we went live. A bunch of the Coven Pins mystery pack sold, which was great. Did not put this up for sale, but we did talk about this figure. So what's so special about this figure is that we had ordered a lot of Malitor, and we had some Malitors that were left over from Day of Mischief. And
well,
Heather,
they weren't left over.
Yeah.
So we had 150 at Day of Mischief.
Right.
Then because when we basically, it takes a very long time from start to finish of a figure. And by the time we ordered Malitor, we didn't even know the venue that we were holding Night of Mischief in. And we were like, how many people can we fit in this venue? Like, that was wild. So we were like, okay, well, let's try to find a place where we can fit like 200. And that didn't happen. And we were like...
So we had to limit the amount of tickets. So that left figures over.
Yes.
So we had this...
Because you have to order them so far in advance.
So we had this little batch of figures, and Heather and I were thinking, what do we do with these figures? Because we don't want to sell them as is, because people who came to the Day of Mischief had a special event to attend in order to get it. So Heather and I came up with this beautiful plan of, we have future figures that are coming that are bloody, and I was like, why don't we bloody them up? Let's do something kind of like what we did with Guar. Go all punk out in this shit again. I enjoy that. I think that's what makes Mischief Toys a little bit different. We just think a little outside the box on things. So Heather painted all of these figures on her own, and on top of that, she spattered the boxes. And the paint that you use, it is black light, but the paint applied to the figure so well, it doesn't look like it was applied. It looks like it came this way. It looks perfect. She did such a wonderful job, and you've been working so hard. Are they all completed yet?
Yeah, all of the figures are. I just
Good.
need to finish. I think I have like a handful of the boxes to number, and I think I have like 5 to spatter.
So there are 65 of these figures, and they are all hand numbered on the back. So there are 65 of them total. No pins with these. We didn't make any Malator bloody pins or anything. But on the same day of this figure going up, we will have those mystery packs of pins up on the website. And have at it. You can buy. What's the limit on these things for
There's
them to
no
buy?
limit.
No limit on the pins, so you could buy as many as you want.
The thing is, a lot
There's
of
so
these,
many different ones mixed in.
a lot of these pins, they're all like East Coast pins. So, in case you guys weren't here last night, and I tried to keep it sort of vague because of, you know, the mood of last night's live, but our initial thought with the Coven pins would be we would basically recycle them into different events until we ran out. But soon we learned, we're like, you know, we see a lot of the same people, and they're just gonna keep getting the same pins. So these were the first pins that we made to take to any event, and this was for New York Comic Con 2023.
So funny story about these pins. These pins were originally supposed to be like this with cutouts in them. And the manufacturer, I think, misunderstood what we were asking for, and they created it like this. And I don't know where the colors came from. I think that might have been later. But
No,
they were
the
all
color,
white or something?
The colors were what we had decided because it was during our first blacklight year. It was 2023.
But there was going to be a hole through here then, or something.
Yes,
Yeah.
but so we got the proofs and we were like, okay, this is not supposed to be like this. But 1, we don't have much time. 2, this actually looks sort of cool.
By the way, I don't mean to ask you this on camera, but did you save all of these for us? Like copies of this? Do we have our own?
Yeah.
Oh, whew, thank God. Because I'm so scared because the first run of pins, we didn't save any for ourselves. And thank God for our good pal, Carlos, who gave us all of the first run pins.
Yeah.
Which I just super appreciate that, Carlos. He's so sweet. And what Carlos got in return, I don't even know if I should go into it. No? Because I don't want people ripping him up for that. But there was a pin set that Carlos got that's literally a 1 of 1. Like,
Yeah.
it's a cool set. But anyway, these pins were really supposed to be this, so this is why this pin came later.
Yeah. So, like I said, we were going to reuse these for every event. But again, like a lot of the same people show up to the places because we stay typically like this year. We did DC, we did Pittsburgh, we did Philadelphia. We all in Pennsylvania with the exception of DC. We did awesome, well, that was DC. New York Comic Con.
Yep.
We stay in this little bubble, right? And then, you know, there's a lot of people in this little bubble. It would be different if we, like, took these pins to, like, Chicago, San Diego, you know? But that isn't what has happened.
Yeah.
So, you'll see as time goes on that the numbers sort of get, like, lower and lower on these pins. Because we're like, you know, we really need to figure out, like, what a happy medium is. So now we have this whole plan for Mischief toys and in-person type stuff where we're never going to get it 100% perfect. We're never going to guess the exact amount of people that we're going to see.
Right.
Never. So we might run out at an event, or we might come home with like 30 left. We just never know. Unfortunately, in order to grow, you make mistakes, right? So these guys, while it was a good idea in our heads and we thought it would be a good idea, it just wasn't. Not for what we do. And I love the idea where we've been taking these pins to different events. Like, for example, the money pin. That was sort of to go with our Uncle Zombie Ghastly, or Uncle Ghastly Zombie
Which,
figure.
by the way, if you don't have this pin, I don't even know if you would be able to see it on the screen, but there are little dollar bills on the inside of this, like on where the holes are, and you can actually see the Uncle Ghastly zombie. Uncle Ghastly monies on the inside, which is incredible. The amount of detail, you almost need a magnifying glass to see this.
It's very
But the
cool.
fact that they were able to do it is super, super sick. This is such a damn cool pin. I love this pin so much.
Yeah. And then we have this one, which is Brains.
Yes. I love that one too.
It's been really fun to create these different pins to go with each theme, because this was at Living Dead Weekend. So Living Dead Weekend is a zombie themed show. So this was really, really cool to bring. So we want to keep with the theming of different events, which is, it's a lot of fun. So let me just tell you, the New York pins
Yeah.
are incredible. So make sure that if you are in the Coven, bring your pins to New York,
Bring your coin.
your coin to New
Yep,
York.
bring your coin.
Because it's awesome. And then we have this Liberty Bell pin, and this is a Troublesque with like a crack in the bottom.
Whose idea was that, by the way?
Mine.
That was your idea?
Yes.
We've had this conversation, I think, before. I think you've already told me that, but I am so impressed with that pin. That pin is so simple, but it tells you everything that you need to know.
Yeah.
With the background this pin's attached to, this is probably like my favorite Troublesque we've ever done.
It's a lot of fun.
I fucking love this one. It's so cool because it's so subtle.
Yeah.
You know, like this one, obviously brains and all that stuff, zombie, blah blah blah. Then of course the money, right? But this one is just like, it has a little crack in it. It's so fun.
Yeah.
It's so cool. Man, I love this. I love what we do so much. The fact that, you know, Heather and I, we do not come from like a background of being like an artist or anything. I was creative growing up. I like to write a lot, and I haven't gone into writing recently. I used to write like poems. I wrote short stories. I had an idea for like a long story too at one point, but never in anything like this. And the fact that we get to play, like I feel like we're lucky to be able to play in the world of Mischief toys. You know, we created this thing. We came up with all these, like building it and all. But I feel lucky the fact that we're doing this and that we have the opportunity to come up with fun ideas and use our imagination as adults. Because as an adult, sometimes you end up losing that part of you. But I feel like we've kind of grappled and hung on to our, you know, don't you think?
Yeah.
I like that. This is so fucking
It's a
cool.
lot
You
of
did
fun.
such a great job on that, really.
Well,
That's
I
so
mean,
fucking
Noelle designed
cool.
it.
No, well designed, but I mean the idea of it behind it. You did a wonderful. Yeah,
you.
let's not diminish the artists. I'm sorry. The artists are incredible. I mean, the artists are incredible. If it weren't for them, we wouldn't be able to do this. But it's just wonderful. Everybody coming together, it's wonderful. I just love this shit. Okay, what else you got here, Heather? Show the other pins.
And then we have two pins from Day of Mischief.
The president of the Coven is the narrator, as he says. Narrator. Peter. Bobby Riley's asking. All right, what else you got?
We have a Red Coven of Mischief and a Malator pin, and we have very few of these, like incredibly few of these, incredibly few of this. Like,
We had a graph last
Very
night or
few.
something, didn't we?
yeah, we have a graph
Do you wanna
that
show the graph?
shows the
Okay, here's the graph. Okay, here's the graph. All right, I'm going to show you in the graph. Hold on, give me a second, and I'll show you guys the chances of getting the things. How's that? All right. There we are. All right, Heather, you can explain this. Let me widen this, make it a little bit bigger. Okay, right there. Now, while you're doing that, I'm going to pee-pee, okay? Is that okay?
yeah.
Okay.
So basically, on this graph, you'll see your chances at each pin. So as you can see at 30%, the black, metal, pink, orange, and yellow pin that has the most amount of pins, because this was seldom given out. This was given out, I believe, at Night of Mischief 2023. And there were not a crazy amount of people there. Then second is the silver one with that same look with the pink, orange, and yellow in the horns. And that was given out at New York Comic Con 2023. Then, wait, no, I'm so sorry. Next is actually the silver coven pin at 18.5%. And then it's the silver pin with the pink, orange, and yellow. So yeah, these are your chances. So I would suggest, like, I would suggest that, I mean, I wouldn't suggest. It's obvious that the black, pink, and orange pin is, you would more than likely get that one than any other pin. Your highest chance pins you'll get are the black pin and the chrome pin with the pink, orange, and yellow, as well as the all silver pin. So we, and then the last on the list is the Liberty Treblesk. So that is like incredibly, no! Oh my god! The lowest on the list is the Coven of Mischief, the black and red coven. What am I talking about? I thought Liberty Bell was the lowest. But this one is. So, yeah. And, you know, there were a lot of people that were wondering, or when we asked the question, should we put these up? Because realistically, like, we continue to get these pins made, but we're not really giving away the older ones very often. And we asked the question, like, should we put them, like, we have a decent amount of these pins. Obviously, we don't have the full amount. Every single pin that I've shown you guys tonight, we have less than half available. I would say most of them are even less than, like, a quarter available. Realistically. Actually, I think all of them are under a quarter available. I think. Or close to it. But, you know, we asked the question, should we do this? And a lot of people were like, no, like, you should save it for in person. But the more we thought about it, we're like, we see so many of the same people.
Right.
It's not, I don't want someone to travel to where we are to see us and to get the same thing they got at New York 2023 and then get the New York 2023 pin at AwesomeCon 2025 and get the same pin for the third time at New York Comic Con 2024, or, well, it would have been the second time, but you know what I'm saying, like, you know, I just want to start with a clean slate. That way we can more accurately guesstimate who are we going to see at what event and go from there.
Right.
Because, you know, I've been sitting on these pins. This is our second year in a row that I've had these, and it's like, well, what do I do with them? Like,
Right.
They're just sitting.
Yeah.
And it doesn't diminish the LE, like, no matter what, these are going to be LE 200, whether I have them in my warehouse or you guys have them in hand.
Right.
Like, that's how many there are in the world, but I could put them in collectors' hands. So we sold...
You didn't show a chance at something else.
Not yet, no, I was waiting for you.
Oh, okay.
So that's what I'm getting to.
Okay.
So last
Leading
night, we put some of these pins up for sale. It was a mystery, so it will remain a mystery. But we gave people in the Coven a chance at this very special golden Malator pin, limited to just 50 pieces. And what's cool about this pin is not only is it 50 pieces, not only is it gold, but his eyes glow red. That's my favorite. That's my favorite feature. The fact that it's like such a small piece that glows, because his eyes are teeny tiny in these pins.
So you guys will have an opportunity of getting that. Coven of Mischief members.
Last night, the people who ordered, one of those lucky people will receive this pin. But not only that, on Wednesday, this coming Wednesday, when we put these up for sale, one person will receive one as well.
Yes.
Yeah. So, with that being said, Wednesday at 12 p.m. Eastern, Malator is going up for sale. Insidious Malator. And we named him Insidious Malator because he's not a... He's very well calculated. He's very stealthy. He's very quiet in what he does. He's quiet in his violence. And that's basically what Insidious means.
Mm-hmm.
Insidious is a very stealthy, evil presence. And that's what Malator is. And we wanted to bring that out in this figure where he's Fritzy!
Perfect timing, Fritz. What's he doing?
He's drinking my Fruit Loops milk.
You're in here being very serious about this figure
am.
and his background.
And I hear. Anyway.
That was perfect time. Perfectly timed.
Anyway.
Oh, how brilliant.
12 p.m. Eastern this Wednesday, September the 17th. 65 of these are going up. And I am just...
He's bathed in the
so
blood of a
stoked.
sacrifice, a sacrifice for the Coven of Mischief. And that's what he's all about. We do have questions here, and I want to get to them because they're very good questions.
Can I finish?
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought you were finished.
And at 12 p.m. Eastern, we are also putting up these pins, the remaining of these pins, where you do have the chance at one of these guys too. So, just be there if you're in the Coven this Wednesday. MischiefToys.com. Make sure you're logged in so you see the Covenstead tab. And I wish you all the best of luck.
Okay, NEAP's going out with mystery.
With the pin mystery drop, yes, we've thrown in a couple.
What are the coin drops, or was this for last night?
Do you mean the pin drops? So that's I just answered that. Yeah.
Okay.
That'll be Wednesday, the same time as Malator.
What would be a dream collaboration, seeing as you got Guar already? Yeah, so Guar was like number one. Thank you, Mikey. Good question.
I would say Ghost would be a good one.
That's for you, right, Ghost?
No,
So-
I think that's for us.
Yeah, Ghost would be great. I personally, for me, is the film Day of the Dead, which I'm a huge fan of. Dawn of the Dead, Day of the Dead. We tried for Dawn of the Dead. It's definitely not going to be a go.
Never gonna
But
happen.
Day of the Dead, I feel like there's a possibility.
Unless someone else gets that license.
I feel like there's a possibility of Day of the Dead, so I'm trying for that. If I get that, I'd be super stoked. I don't know. Terrifier will be a lot of fun. Anything horror would be great, I think, like a Jason Voorhees or Freddy Krueger, for sure. But, yeah. I don't know. I don't picture, like, Ghastly as Spider-Man or anything, you know? Like, maybe a Gremlin would be kind of cool. Transformers would be kind of fun, too. RJ made me a Starscream, a King Starscream Ghastly, which is one of my favorite things ever. It's mashing up my favorite character and my favorite, I guess both of my favorite characters, right? Oh, no, look at this. Here we go. There he is. He's so cool. He's even got the cape on. Such a badass piece. But yeah, there's my answer for that. Would love to work with horror, a lot more horror, for sure. Being a fan of docs, will you attempt NYCC 2025 documentary, or they become too much? No, we are doing it. So last year I made a big mistake. I asked somebody to film everything without me filming anything at all. And I believe that diminished what the outcome was going to be. Meaning that our first person perspective of everything that we're going through is the number one part of the... What are we doing? What are we doing? What are we doing?
We're like out of focus.
We're not out of focus.
Actually, we were.
Oh. Our POV of the event is the number one part of everything. So last year not doing that kind of screwed it up. So now I am going to work on 2024. I know that's like an inside joke for a lot of people, but it's a lot of work. So I'll probably work on that and have it done maybe around Christmas time is what I'm aiming for. But there's a lot I have to get through in order to get it done. But yes, I will be working on that for 2024's. I will get it complete, but I can promise you that 2025's will be done sooner. Only in the fact that I'll have it all and, you know, all the content, and it's from my point of view, and it's easier for me to edit that way. Fruit Loop milk, now that's adulting. Fritzy loves it. That's gold Malator pin. It's so amazing. It's definitely one of our favorite pins. Still can't believe it's in the collection. Oh, that's awesome, dude. Hell yeah. Run DNC Ghastly would be sick. Heather would be all over that. Pricing on Malator.
That will go out in an email.
Okay, so we're not giving you that right now. Imagine Ghastly in that awesome 80s hip hop gear. Fuck yeah, that would be sick. I would love that. Would love that. Lego did recently confirm the buildable Lego Gizmo. Hell yeah, I'm all about that. What about a Ghastly as Bub the Chud? that could be cool. Digging that baller watch band, Chris. Thank you. Yeah, it's my new gold Nixon. I bought it. I'm in my gold era. I love gold right now. I got a gold nose ring, gold plugs, gold watch. I love gold right now. I don't know why. I never liked gold in my whole life, but now I do. Ghastly as Spider-Man would be funny. I'm not gonna like.
Lie.
Lie. I really like that Fugu
Figure.
Oh my God! Sorry, Heather. It's hard for me to read what's happening. That figure with the black robe, glow in the dark. And by the way, you two are so sweet, and you're a married couple trying to have success with your toy. Thank you. That's so sweet of you. Thank you. I'm so sorry I had a hard time reading your stuff. Obviously, Heather can read way better than me. Who has more tats? Me, I think.
Yeah, I only have my one arm, and I have some in other places.
I got them on my chest. I got them on my side, under my nip. I got them all over the place. I got tattoos on my chest when I had a better body, and now I'm a mess. Is the back of Malator painted in blood as well?
So, a little bit,
yeah,
but
this one has some.
I would say for the most part, no. And that is because he, you know, I wanted the focus to be on the front because he likes to see what he's doing.
Fallen.
He's a sick creature.
Fallen Angels, you're actually talking about something that we never talk about during the lives. We should have talked about it last week. He's loving Mischief in the Making. That is so awesome. I'm so glad to hear that. Heather is the real mastermind behind that, along with our team. But
our team is...
Heather is
king.
Mostly working with another person, and they are masterminding the whole thing. They're doing such a wonderful job with this. I know that it's an interesting process, and I feel like right now we're at the very beginning, so maybe right now it's really just answering questions and having fun talking to others that are involved in this. But the reality is that this is going to get way more, I hate to use this word, but this is the only terminology I can come up with right now, but it's going to get more meaty as you get toward the end, because we are going to have all of that stuff stacked up of what you want this figure to look like. It will then be handed over to an artist. The artist is going to do their thing, and then you're actually going to see the figure go through its process of being created.
Yes,
and I think that's going to be incredibly fun.
It is, and that's going to be a much slower portion, and you guys can live through the annoyingness just like us, because man, it can be grueling at times.
Yep.
You know, if there's something they can't get right, we're showing you. If it's perfect the first time, we're showing you. A lot of times they will take progress pictures of like the pieces all lined up, like the different pieces. Sometimes they'll send us progress pictures where the pieces are painted and they're all lined up. Sometimes we'll receive videos of people assembling these things. It's absolutely incredible, and I can't wait to share it with those of you who did sign up to Mischief in the Making. The polling right now is twice a week. However, Chris is growing very impatient, even though he doesn't even know what the questions are half the time. But he's like, well, why don't we do 3 times a week? So we're toying with that idea. I don't know if that'll actually happen because right now we're like balls deep in New York Comic Con planning. But we have considered that, or maybe doing like 1 or 2 weeks where it's 3 times. We're not quite sure. And we would definitely let all of the members know via email. And we also have a Discord in case you hadn't heard about that for Mischief in the Making, where we post updates and you guys can chat and stuff. So this is a very interesting experience for us, and we're really excited for everything that is being chosen. And let me just say, I knew what the results of the first poll were going to be. I knew what the results of the second poll were going to be, and I knew what the results of poll number 3, which ended tonight, were going to be long before it was even decided.
Okay. Were you proud of that?
I think that we attract a lot of like-minded people. I think that you and I know our audience pretty well. And I think it's really interesting knowing that those things are predicted. Now, the upcoming polls, I have no idea where they're going to go.
So I also have this idea of asking you guys questions about Mischief Toys the specific questions, to get general, feedback about what we're doing, how are we doing, and things like that. Because we don't get a lot of feedback from the fan base. I would say that, we've received a lot of 5 stars from our website where people are like, oh, I love what I purchased, and so on and so forth, which is great. I really do appreciate that. But I would really definitely need genuine feedback about Mischief in the Making. Sorry, making a mission. Mischief in the Making once it's over. I want to know what you liked, what you didn't like, and so on and so forth. We need to know all that. Don't tell me now. It doesn't matter right now, because right now we have no idea. Because right now you could be like, oh, this is kind of weird. I don't know if I like it. And then by the end, you're going to be like, this is the best thing I've ever done. Or it's vice versa. So at the end of it, I really want to get everybody's thoughts and your reviews on how it went, and basically tell us how we could do it better. The other thing that I want, which we'll start posting questions and things in the group, Discord somewhere, where I just want to ask different questions about Mischief Toys generally and just get your feedback. And maybe it's something where we ask you a question, it starts conversation, then you guys are discussing it, and it's helpful knowledge for Mischief Toys. Because the reality is that it's Heather and I building this business. We have a really great team of people that work with us. But it's how do we grow this, and how do we make it a better experience for you, our fans and customers. So that's kind of what, I think an important aspect to this whole thing too, is not only are you involved in building this one-of-a-kind figure that you guys are involved in making together, but also how can you help Mischief Toys too along the way. And I think not only answering the polls that you're answering today, that definitely helps, because we're learning a lot through that too, but various questions that we ask, I think it could be very helpful for us. So just keep that in mind. We'll put out more information about that soon. After it was all said and done and people signed up for a Mischief in the Making, I can't tell you how many people have come to me and they're like, man, I really wish I would have signed up for that. I either I couldn't do it, or I forgot, or I didn't have the money at the time, or whatever. There are people who really wish they could have been a part of it. And I think that those who are in it right now are going to be really pleased with the outcome of all of this. Not only are you getting that awesome figure, but then, we're going to have a pin in there somewhere, and then apparel, which will be purchased by, you guys will purchase that part of it, because we could not include that in the price. It just doesn't even make any sense at that point. But I think at the end, it's going to be, this is fucking cool. And who doesn't want to wear a shirt with their creation on it too?
Yeah.
Right? I think that all kind of goes along with this. And not to mention, doing this, there was somebody in the comments section I read in Discord, and frankly, I don't remember even who it was, but somebody was in there like, oh, this company did this and this company did that. That's similar. But by reading what they were saying, we're doing something entirely different. Like, it just seems so different.
You can still compare things.
Yeah, no, I'm
without-
saying, but what the readout that I was reading, it was like similar but pretty different from what we're doing.
It was much more like simple, where this is not simple at all. We've really put a lot of thought into what we're doing.
It's incredibly complicated, but I think the end result is going to be friggin' awesome.
Yeah. And we're getting to a point where we're just thinking about what the next questions will be. Because, you know, I use this example just because it's the easiest example to use, but for Mischief in the Making, the first question was, of course, which character would you like to see? And the choices were Ghastly, Demonstro, or Mortem. Because Malator, he's going to be Coven of Mischief only for now. So it would be between those three. Demonstro has one mold. Mortem has one mold. Ghastly has many molds. So the second question, if Ghastly was chosen, would be, what Ghastly do you want to see? Is it going to be Emo Ghastly? Is it going to be Gargoyle Ghastly? Is it going to be Lovesick Ghastly? Is it going to be Cat Ghastly? What about Tiki? Classic? You know, you name it. And so we're it's like it's like one of those books where it's like follow your own path, and it's like, if you do this, then this is going to happen, but if you choose this, then this is going to happen.
Yeah.
So it's really hard to come up with the questions, because like the answer to this next question, it could either lead into one question or it could lead into a completely different question. It just depends on the answers that are chosen. So it's extremely difficult.
Yeah.
And it takes a lot of time.
Right.
So I really hope that the end result is awesome. I hope that everybody loves it. But I also hope that everyone will be honest in their feedback in like, okay, how can we do this better next time, if we can do it better? Or are we killing it as is?
Right. Exactly. Awesome. Lots of great feedback from that. That's so cool. Do we still put stickers on the box if the figure's included in photos or video? Yes, we do. And we actually have a stockpile of them in the warehouse right now that will be a part of something special later this year. What I do want to mention, though, however, is that we do have some Fritz Ghastly still up on the website, and our Lovesick Pride Ghastly. If you haven't purchased those yet, go and buy them. They're great figures, and they are going to great causes. Obviously, Fritz Ghastly, we talked about that a lot, which is some of the proceeds is going to an operation called Save Cats, and they basically pick up cats that are outside running around, needing health, basically needing to be brought back up to health and also needed to be fixed. They take them away, they do all the things, and then let them go where they picked them up from. That's how we ended up getting Fritz, was because Save Cats was so wonderful here in Anne Arundel County, Maryland. They are just the best, and so Fritz, cash from the Fritz figure will go over to Save Cats. So go and purchase one now. And then also the Pride Lovesick Ghastly, which is sitting right here, great figure. Proceeds of that will be going to the Anti-Violence Project, which they are amazing too. They are super great by helping people who've been involved in violence when it comes to LGBTQ community. You could go and check them out. You can find them on anti-violence. What is it? Anti-Violence Project on Google. If you Google it, you'll find it. They have an Instagram and stuff too.
I think it's avp.org, if I'm not mistaken.
avp.org, yeah. So go and check out those organizations. You can check them out also, and you can give them, you can do a charity that way, or you can buy the figures, and then we're going to do some charitable stuff. So go and pick them up if you haven't. The Fritz Ghastly figure is top notch. I love that figure. It's the one that I got the most amount of feedback on when we were at the Philly show. Everybody was talking about that kitty cat Ghastly. They just loved it so much. And why he hasn't gotten the amount of love and attention that Heather and I have shown the real Fritzy is shocking to me. I thought for a fact that he would sell right out. But look, not everybody loves a kitty cat, and maybe not everybody loves our kitty cat Fritz. And how dare you? Okay? That's a problem. I don't like that. He's a good kitty cat. Right, Heather?
He's an amazing kitty cat.
Anyway, go and pick up those figures if you'd like. They're over on the website right now. Maybe we'll sign them too if you make a purchase. But I think that's all we've got tonight.
Well, we have a couple questions.
Oh, do we? We have more questions?
Yeah, so Zach asks, is Zombie Tiki Ghastly still coming soon?
Yes.
So, well, yes and no. And it is not Zombie Tiki Ghastly. It has a different name, but we'll tell you guys that later. Well, you guys know, it's Sunken Tiki.
Right.
It's Sunken Tiki.
Sunken Tiki Ghastly.
Yeah,
Yep.
but he is creepy. He does sort of remind me of a zombie. So there's a lot of reasons why it is not here right now, but the gist of it is just a manufacturing thing. And it's actually going to be on its way to us this week. However, we are not going to put it in our drop schedule until summertime of next year, unfortunately.
Yeah, we're going to hold him back because we just want to do it at the right time.
Yeah.
I don't want to drop that. A tiki figure for me is a summertime figure.
Yeah.
So we'll see him sometime next year. But he's worth the wait. All the manufacturing.
He's very cool.
All the manufacturing issues that we went through this year was just horrendous, and he was a kind of a casualty, and among other figures. And we're finally getting all that ironed out. We're finally getting the figures that we should have gotten months and months and months ago. We're finally getting caught up. So thank you guys for still wanting the stuff that we talked about previously that we were trying to bring to you but couldn't. Thanks for remembering that, and thank you for still being there and being like, oh my God, where's the thing? We're bringing it to you, and we're going to bring it to you in a big way.
Zach said he can't wait for Sunken Tiki Ghastly. Zach, I'm going to call him Sunken Zombie Tiki Ghastly now.
There you go. That's a new name.
I really do like the zombie part of it. I think that's cool.
Can the big booty be an option question, please? Speaking of Fritz, how's the other cat? The other cat is doing okay. The other cat is, her name is,
No.
What?
He's talking about Valo.
Oh, how's Valo doing? I thought you
Yeah.
were talking about the other cat we brought in. Because Heather is trying to bring another cat in, but it's not working out.
Yeah.
Valo is the one in our intro who meows. He's black and white. Valo is 18 years old. He's old. He's definitely seen better days. His meow is very, sometimes, not all the time, but sometimes seems very rickety. And like, makes a funny noise. And then he has a hard time getting up on the couch and getting down off the couch. He moves very slowly. At his age, at cat years, he's like an 80-year-old man. So
I think he's about a gazillion.
He's such a good cat, and he's so sweet, and I just love him to death. Had him forever and ever, obviously. I had him since he was a kitten. So watching him age like this is really sad. But he's doing okay. He's eating treats. He's having a good time. As long as he's getting them treats.
88-year-old human, according to Google.
Jesus Christ. Thoughts on making an open Mischief Toys Discord server? Yes, we've thought about that. And I believe that's something that will happen. We have a wonderful person helping us with Discord. They are so good and helpful. And they're so wonderful and good to us. And I think that a Mischief Toys Discord server is definitely on its way. I can't promise when, but I think it'll be coming sooner rather than later, for sure. Adam N got 2 of the Fritz Ghastly. Oh my God, that's amazing. Thank you, Adam. Speaking of Tiki, Chris, bring back the Hawaiian button-ups, baby. Yeah, I love the button-ups. I think they're amazing. Really stoked over the button-up that we made this year, the green one.
Yeah, it's awesome.
Super, super sick. Fair enough. Concentrate on the ones for NYCC. Yes, absolutely.
That was the biggest thing.
That's our biggest hurdle.
Such a headache, but
yep. It's a mess. That whole thing was a mess. Are we still getting the bloody Ghastly that was leaked a few months ago?
Hold on. Do we know what a leak is, Damien? Come on.
So we showed it. We thought it was.
That was a preview.
We thought. Well, he didn't. They don't know.
He knows.
Anything can happen.
Listen, he's watching the Gastlecast. He knows what a leak is and a preview is.
So when we released that, we were under the impression we were getting that figure like a month later, and obviously that didn't happen because the whole manufacturing thing went haywire. So, you know, it's going to be here. I'm hoping we'll have it early next year. That's kind of what the target is right now. Oh, no?
Sooner.
Oh, sooner? Oh, okay. All right,
Yeah,
very
because
good.
we told the people in January they'd get it. So it's either drop it this year or we're prolonging their membership. And I'm not gonna do that. I'm not gonna make them wait. As soon as I have it available to drop, they're getting
Can you
it.
stop pushing that, please?
No.
Please. It's like my arm's on it, please. My Nira is 18 years herself and feeling her age now. Yeah, that's Valo, the caint.
That's the worst part
Sending-
of having pets is when they get older.
Sending positivity and for Valo.
Oh.
Thank you. Chris, do all of your cats live really long lives, or do you always just have at least one? Well, so Valo and Violet, I got them in 2008. Violet passed away 2 New Year's Eves ago.
So she would have been what, 16?
She was about 16 when she passed, but she had a horrible kidney disease that took her out. Valo's dealing with a kidney disease now, but we're giving him medicine. We didn't know that was her problem. We figured
we
figured
didn't
out way
at
later.
the time, yeah.
We figured out way later, and we were trying to give her medication.
She had a thyroid issue, and the thyroid issue can mask kidney issues. But thankfully, we have a very, very, very amazing vet who has... Valo has the same thyroid issue Violet did, but our vet has alerted us to Valo's kidney issues as well.
Yeah. So Valo is basically his kidneys are failing already. So he's been peeing, like he pees a lot. I feel bad for him. He's in rough shape.
Well, yeah.
But all of my cats in my lifetime, I had Minnie. I called her Minnie the Moose because she was big, but she lived a pretty good amount of years. She ended up getting she had a tumor.
Aww.
And literally in her rectum, and she couldn't go to the bathroom, and she almost like exploded basically. I mean, it was horrible. She was a horrible case. She ended up dying while I was at Disney World. She laid on the concrete floor and died, which was really sad. But that's what cats do. They hide and die. They don't like to die in front of people. But anyway, Valo, he's here with us, and he's not going anywhere anytime soon, I don't think. Zombie Easter Bunny DeMonstro. Holy shit. That's an amazing name.
That's wild.
So yes, I want to do that. If you're asking me if I want to do that, yes. A leak is what was on that robe in the hotel.
Yes.
Leaks are usually found under the merch tab. I got complicated the other day when I was wearing my Son Katiki shirt. Oh, complicated. Gee, I'm getting tired. Complimented. Who still remembers when Chris accidentally revealed the gargoyle name? Oh my God, I remember that. I think about that all the time.
Yeah, me
Tiffany
too.
Anderson, you missed everything, but go back and watch. You can watch it over. I was really bummed when it happened, Justin. Really bummed. Love you too, Mikey. Thank you so much for your support, buddy. I appreciate you.
Good night, Mikey.
Fritz is going to live 20 at least. We don't even know his age. I mean, I'm going to guess that he'll live that long, but I don't. He could be 10 right now. He could be 15. He could be 20.
He could be
2.
5.
I wouldn't even know. Sucks got news. My mother is putting one of her dogs down. Oh, I'm so sorry to hear that. That's awful. Awful. Hate to hear that. Since you decided to put older in-person Coven pins for sale on the site, any chance older Coven coins would also be for sale?
No.
No? So we're not thinking about that?
No.
I mean, that's kind of an interesting thought. I never thought about that.
It is an interesting thought. I think we have like maybe 2 of each previous or something for our
really?
own collection. Yeah, we don't really hoard
Okay,
those.
so we don't even have any to sell, is your point.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Yeah, so I guess not, Zach. Wow, we've done a lot in this video. So look out for Malator later this week. It'll be Wednesday at 12 p.m. Eastern Time.
Yes, we will give you guys more information tomorrow in an email.
1 per person, and it's a 65 count figure. It's a black light blood Malator. We also have the mystery pins, which will be Coven pins. This is all for the Coven of Mischief, by the way. This is not a public sale. You have to be on the Coven of Mischief. You have to log into the website with your credentials to pull up the Coven of Mischief tab, and then you can buy your things there. Be there 12 noon Eastern on Wednesday to get all of the things, to include the pins, to include the figure. There is no limit on the pins. Buy as many pins as you possibly want. How many different variants of pins are there? There's like 5 or 6 of them.
No, I believe it's 8.
8 of them?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, 8.
8 different pins, so okay.
And there is a chart that shows you the percentage, like your chances at them. Now, keep in mind, we did sell some last night, so, you know, depending on what's put in those orders, it could potentially alter the chances, but we're trying to like spread them out so it stays as even through both drops as possible.
Very good. Well, look, there you go, my friends. Thank you all for being here with us tonight. We've been here for 2 hours. I mean, it's been a long time that we've been here. I appreciate this. This is my this is my time of solace throughout the entire week, because my week is really hectic, both with my day job, Mischief Toys, Gastlecast, trying to make sure that we put out this content and that we, you know, take photos and video of our drops and going through all the things. Again, this is not me complaining. This is just our life is just really wild and crazy. Being able to sit here with you guys in the chat and on our Patreon calls is a time where I get to really just calm down and chill out and have general discussion and have a little bit of fun and be able to communicate back and forth. It's really important to me. So thank you for being here and listening not only to Funko news and about Mischief Toys, but also hearing what, you know, our thoughts and us talk about, you know, things that we may go through and the hater stuff that we talked about tonight. Just thank you for being there for us. And not that you have to understand, you know, these things or that you have to feel a certain way about it, but just the fact that you're here just listening to it. We just really appreciate that. And I can't tell you how much it means to Heather and I to have you guys with us along for the ride on this journey, both with the channel and the toy company. It's just something else, and it's a life that I never thought I'd be living, and here we are. I'm living it. Heather's living it, and it's a wild life. But thank you all. New York Comic Con is coming. The Night of Mischief is coming. All the things. It's going to be a huge Mischief Toys event, a huge party. I cannot wait to spend more time with you. Make sure you come to booth 1070 at New York Comic Con to see us. And if you're going to Night of Mischief, prepare your underpants because you're about to fill them. Thank you guys so much. We love you, and make mischief all week and treat each other good all week. Don't go commenting bullshit on people's stuff. Be good to people. Love each other. Just straight up, just be good human beings. That's all. It doesn't take a whole lot. Just be positive. Be good human beings. That's what I'm going to be doing. I'm working hard at it. Get it done. We love you guys. We'll see you soon.
Bye.